So welcome back to Supermotoland. This time I'm going to talk to Nick Cronin. Here's Nick.
Morning.
And Nick again races like Ryan in the SM30 road class on this 2022 Husqvarna FS450. This is one of our A-kit bikes. Again, very similar really to Ryan's. Ryan's is just a little bit older. But Nick's been helping to develop a rear finger brake system with Hell Performance. So could you take us through it, Nick, as to what we're actually doing here? What is the system?
Yeah, so we've got a basically starting from the top. We've got the finger brake, which is, I believe, a 13 on this.
That's right, yeah.
And you know, ultimately, what we're trying to achieve is greater lean angle and a bit more, like basically feel through the corner, by eliminating the rear brake lever, foot brake.
And you've actually taken the whole, like, there's no pedal there or mechanism at all, is it? So
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
So basically, that finger brake. Got to speak over the commentator. But that finger brake routes straight all the way through on a Hell Performance brake line down to the rear caliper. So obviously this has taken a fair bit of development. There's quite a few different bits and pieces in this to make it work. But this is from road racing, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. And having spent all my racing career in road racing, it actually comes quite naturally on a bike like this. The other sort of systems I've used are thumb brakes predominantly, but again, if you're looking like World Superbikes and other sort of road racing pits, they're starting to use the hand sort of finger brake lever instead, and in my opinion, you get a lot more feel through this and a lot more power compared to when you actually use a thumb brake. So yeah, it's been working really well. I guess the key thing here is sort of testing and adjusting it, making sure that we can get as much feel and as much power as we possibly can.
Yeah, because it's still like a development piece, basically.
Right,
you're still working on it.
That's right. And I think the sort of combination of using it and not using it, I think, is the critical thing at the moment, because it does definitely behave differently to a thumb brake.
Yeah.
So you're getting that worked out about where we are at the moment.
So your style is knee down. Can you show the people, if you put your hand on the handlebar, how you actually use it? It's a one finger operation, isn't it?
That's right. So coming into sort of a right hand corner,
yeah,
or even going through the right hand corner, literally all that's needed is that single finger brake and just modulating it through the corner as necessary. I think one of the other really standout things is the fact that you can control wheelie a lot more easily as well.
Yeah.
So even sort of when you start gassing it out the corner, modulating the wheelie out the corner is actually really quite good on it. But I think one of the most important things, it means it can really help with lean angle.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of consistency going into especially right hand corners. So
because you don't have to worry about foot position now, do you?
No.
You can put your foot on the peg. You don't have to worry about a rear.
That's right.
Brake input. So when you arrive at a corner, it's knee down straight away, and in you go. Yeah.
Exactly right. So I think the principle's absolutely right. In fact, I've been speaking to Hell Performance about replicating it on all my road racing bikes and everything that I race outside of Supermoto. So yeah, it's definitely a good bit of kit to have, and I think it will, once we've sort of got it absolutely optimized, and I've got it absolutely optimized as well, because it still requires thinking at the moment, but once it's sort of subconscious at that point, I think it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, because I should point out, you only actually tried this about 3 weeks ago. Loris had been developing it up till then, so it's all quite new to you, isn't it,
Yes.
Nick? You're having to sort of learn as you go as well.
That's right.
Because the idea is you can also reach that lever, moderate it during the corner.
Yeah.
So we're still working with it and finding out how it all works and what advantages you can get from it. But you can still, we don't use the clutch because we're SM road, so once we only use the clutch off the start, and you can still get to the clutch. Just put my hand on it there, but you can get to the clutch underneath and then get to the brake on top. And so moving on then, the other key feature on this bike compared to Ryan's is that we've got a lander sensor, which again goes into our AIM Solo 2DL, and you're a guy that likes, coming from road racing, you're a guy that likes a bit of data, and obviously most of it's like GPS data, but then it is also linked into our Vortex ECU, so we get a lot of engine data, and you spend quite a bit of time after a session just having a quick check through. You can see things on the data that help you compare them to other riders, see where you can make some gains perhaps, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the you know, I do the same in road racing, always have done, but being able to do it on this really helps. I think the fact that there's so many parameters that Supermotoland developed from the data perspective means that it absolutely does help, and I know exactly where I can go quicker. And I guess on the sort of circuits that we race on here in Spain, that's, in all honesty, I think even more critical than doing it on sort of longer sweeping road racing circuits, purely because you can gain and lose so much in every corner, and the corners are just relentless. So yeah, the data is fundamental.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Nick. Looking forward to tomorrow. I mean, obviously, same as Ryan, you're on track with Husqvarna yesterday, World Superbike rider. Obviously, trying to keep out of his way was the expression Ryan used. I think it was the same for yourself, yeah?
Yeah, like I've done in the past. I've always tried keeping up. I remember trying to do the same with rudder and landing on my face. So I thought try and cool my jets a little bit, but it's brilliant to be spinning laps with these boys, as always. So yeah, no, it's really good. Can't wait for the weekend. Desperate to get out there as much as I can. And yeah, got some ideas around how to, always try and go quicker. So,
fantastic. Brilliant. Thanks, Nick. And good luck for the race.
Thanks.